Good morning, everyone present here. Our esteemed dignitaries from ISRO and IIT Tirupati, chief guests for today's program, jury members, faculty members, participants and their guardians, and dear students. It gives me immense pleasure and pride to welcome you all to today's program, Space Technologies and Applications for Earth and Beyond 2025, Ideathon for Viksit Bharat, being jointly organized by National Remote Sensing Center, ISRO, and IIT Tirupati Navavishkar In-Hub Foundation, in collaboration with InSpace and Indian Society of Remote Sensing, with support of our oh this apologies. We had to integrate multiple technologies at once. Thank you for patiently waiting. Good morning again. It gives me immense pleasure and pride to welcome you all to today's program, Space Technologies and Applications for Earth and Beyond 2025, Ideathon for Viksit Bharat. being jointly organized by National Remote Sensing Center, ISRO, and IIT Tirupati Navavishkar In-Hub Foundation in collaboration with InSpace and Indian Society of Remote Sensing, with support of our strategic and academic partners, powered by GeoIntel Lab at IITT NIF. As you all are aware, August 23rd was the day when Vikram lander soft landed on Moon's south pole as a part of Chandrayaan 3 mission. This demonstrated India's expertise in space technology and made us the first country to do so in the world. Today, we are celebrating this milestone by organizing this hackathon, Ideathon, to inspire young minds to innovate and contribute to our vision of Viksit Bharat. Now it is my privilege to welcome our distinguished dignitaries to the stage. Our chief guest for today, Dr. P. Srinivasulu, Associate Director, National Remote Sensing Center, ISRO. On the stage, sir, please. Professor K. N. Satyanarayana, Director, IIT Tirupati. Shri Rajendra Singh Byali, Deputy Director, MSA, Human Space Flight Center, ISRO. Professor Arun K. Tangirala, Dean CDO, IIT Tirupati. To mark the beginning of this special event, let us start with the invocation of the program. I invite everyone to please rise and join in this auspicious start.
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा पद्मपत्रविशालाक्षी पद्मकेसरवर्णिनी नित्यं पद्मालयां देवी सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा।
Sorry, sir. Now inviting Dr. M. Naresh Kumar, a key figure at NRSC, on the stage. So please. Dr. Roshan Srivastava, Associate Professor, IIT Tirupati. Okay. Let us now hear from our esteemed dignitaries. I will introduce each of them briefly and then invite them to share a few words with us. Starting with Dr. M. Naresh Kumar, a key figure at NRSC who has been instrumental in advancing geospatial technologies for national development. Sir, we request you to deliver the welcome address and provide us with an overview of the program.
Thank you. Respected Chief Guest of the Day, Dr. P. Srinivasulu, Associate Director, National Remote Sensing Center, Director IIT Tirupati, Professor K. N. Satyanarayana Garu, and Rajendra Singh Bayali, Deputy Director, MSA, HSFC, ISRO, Arun Tangiralaji, Dean CDO, IIT Tirupati, Dr. Roshan, and dignitaries from ISRO and all the participants, students, startups, and their guardians, whoever is attending. A warm welcome to you to this program on our space and geospatial technologies for Earth and beyond 2025 for Viksit Bharat. So basically, when I came yesterday here in the night, I could instantly get the vibe of the teamwork that was happening here. Dr. Roshan and uh, where Tulika and all with the students. So a lot of teamwork has happened, and today we could see the kind of crowd here. A lot of people, I'm saying, young students here, and it's a wonderful job done by them. So basically, when you look at the kind of program we have built up, is based on the first of all we look at the INCOSPAR, where the seed of the ISRO space program was done in 1962. Then, and the August 15th of 1969, we had the formation of ISRO. So from there on, if you look at the progress of the space program today, in 2 3 years we are seeing a lot of change in terms of the space policy and the open data policy kind of thing that has come up has facilitated a need for more innovation, more reaching outreach to the students and the new generation, so that they come up with newer ideas for being keeping us forefront of space technology and in the world, to be along with the world leaders, okay, and if possible become number one, okay. So this is the kind of vision we had, and then we started this program, and then thanks to IIT Tirupati, and we had a very good interaction. We could arrange this program, and basically we had this thematic lectures arranged from various ISRO centers, then followed by the parallel sessions on mentoring the startups, students, and all, and then there's a small quiz we have arranged, and HSFC has taken the lead in this. And also, we have this other kind of demonstrations live on space science, I think by N. Subramaniam. It's really a very well thought of program. Thanks to Dr. Roshan. And I welcome you once again. And best wishes for you who are all competing. Okay. See that you pitch your ideas very well. There will be a very good mentoring session, and all will be benefited with this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Next, I invite Professor Arun K. Tangirala, Dean CDO, IIT Tirupati, to deliver the Dean's address.
Very good morning. Fantastic to see the bright faces of school children. For a change, we look at undergrads all the time. Welcome all kids and the guardians. Of course, a big welcome to all the chief guests and the delegates seated here from different agencies of ISRO. It's a pleasure always to be associated with space technologies and applications. There is no doubt that space has intrigued right from poets to scientists for thousands of years now. And in the modern world, where we are looking at integrated technologies to solve any problem, be it related to transport or climate or agriculture or defense, space technologies play a very critical role, increasingly, in fact. And personally, I have been privileged to be associated with ISRO and Space Application Center, either through projects that we have done for ISRO. For example, we have just recently developed crop prediction models for Space Application Center in Ahmedabad. And also, we developed earlier weather forecasting models for ISRO in Bengaluru. And very recently, one of our PhD students, who's a scientist at ISRO, has completed his thesis on structural control applications aspects of satellite. So, space, I think, for all the kids, certainly is very intriguing, right from the Chandamama Rave and so on. You're always wondering what is there up in the space. It's not just about exploration, it is about seeing Earth from the above, and not just getting a perspective, but collecting data. So for the kids, for the school kids, understand that just like we have sensors today that capture a lot of images and so on of what's happening on the earth and underwater, the data that you get from the satellites up there is very, very critical in all the areas that I mentioned earlier: agriculture, climate, defense, navigation, and so on. So it's a great opportunity for you to think. So as you are participating in this Ideathon, to me, it is not about winning the competition. I think to me, it is about participation. To me, it's about going through that process of thinking and associating yourself with what kind of space technologies exist and what value addition we can make as we go forward, right? And some of the things that you may want to think about when you come up with ideas is something similar to what we see for other technologies. So when we develop modern technologies, for instance, we think of fault tolerant technologies, self correcting and smart technologies, where the technology is able to detect faults in itself and also correct. So that's the definition of a smart and intelligent technology today. So think if you can, see if you can think of some ideas in that direction. That is point number one. Point number two, like with any technology today, we talk about sustainability. We have to think about responsibility. I don't know how much, I'm sure with the use of all this chat GPT like technology, some information you must have collected already. Uh, there are about 8,000 satellites in the low orbit, right? And that's a lot of traffic there. And you know what traffic means. I mean, for children coming from very crowded cities in India, you know what chaos and havoc traffic can cause. So we are while we develop technologies, we also have to be responsible. We seem to be really increasing the traffic up there in the low orbit. So what solutions can we come up with to reduce the traffic up there? Some analogies you can borrow from what we do for road transport, rail transport, and so on. Have satellites that serve many countries rather than having hundreds of satellites per country, right? Like public versus private transport. Of course, for strategic applications, each country would like to have its own applications. And secondly, can we think of one satellite that serves many applications rather than launching satellites separately for climate, for agriculture, and so on? So we when Roshan came up, when he called and he said, "Look, we are conducting this Ideathon." It was really exciting to hear that, and I must congratulate Dr. Roshan for spearheading, for conceiving this program. And we are also thankful to all the partners who have come forward for conducting this fantastic Ideathon. And I hope you do have a great experience, not, as I said, in terms of winning, but in terms of participating, going through the process, and enhancing your thinking. And as you move forward from your school to college and so on, if you are really passionate, keep up with that and move along those lines and see how in your career you can be associated with this very exciting field of space technologies and applications. Just one in closing, I wanted to say a few words about our Office of Competency Development and Outreach. It's a recently set up established office about 8 months ago, with the aim of reaching out to the community at large. So we believe that our classrooms are not just the four walls, but our classrooms are global. And therefore, our learners are not just those who are in campus who have cleared the JE, but our learners are spread across the country and across the globe, and not just belonging to a certain age group. So as you can see today, we believe that you are also you belong to our learning community. So with that aim and with an aim to foster excellence and competency development, we established this office. It has three wings to it. One wing is concerned with launching all the online programs, certification programs, micro credentials, and so on. While the second wing is all about training the school teachers, conferences, symposia, a lot of research outreach. And in the third wing, we essentially capture data that comes from within the institution for institutional advancement, and we generate a lot of analytics. Personally, I work largely in the field of control systems, data science, and AI. So if you have any questions and if you want to know more about what happens at IIT Tirupati and so on, use this opportunity while you participate in the Ideathon. So once again, good luck. And already I would like to congratulate you for being a part of this workshop. Enjoy your stay and your participation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now we welcome Shri Rajendra Singh Bayali from HSFC ISRO to give this special address.
Good morning, students. Good morning, dignitaries on the dais. Professor K. Satyanarayan, Director IIT, Chief Guest of the today, Dr. P. Srinivasulu, Associate Director of National Remote Sensing Center. Then I have the Professor Arun K. Tangirala, the Dean of IIT Tirupati, and Naresh Kumarji, Head of HRD NRSC, and Roshan Srivatsa, Associate Professor of IIT Tirupati. Here, as if all of you know that today we are here to celebrate the National Space Day. That is, the significance of this day is that 2 years back, that is on August 23, 2023, our Vikram lander landed on the surface of Moon on Chandrayaan-3. Now, that time, our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, announced that this day has to be celebrated as National Space Day across the country. And from then onwards, we have started this public outreach event, especially to interact with the students. Now, why we are interacting with the students, academia, and colleges is basically to ignite them, okay, to showcase them what is the space technology all about, its applications. It can be its outreach. Now, how we build the satellites, how we build the rockets. Now, all those things we have been doing, and how these satellites are going to really serve the society and the mankind. So those things we have been dealing so far. Now, as I am from HSFC, I would like to tell you that we are not just looking at making satellites as well as rockets as on date. Now, we have taken an ambitious project called as Gaganyaan of sending 2 astronauts, that is Indian astronauts, into space, who will be around Earth in a circular orbit of 400 kilometers from here, and we will be safely recovering back into our Indian waters. So that is all about the Gaganyaan program. So HSFC is a center which is working on that project along with the support of other ISRO centers across the country, including the industry and academia. Now, in this project, academia is playing a very, very major role. Now, so far, we have been dealing only with satellites, with rockets, like control systems, sir was telling softwares, this time. For the first time, ISRO, we are involved with a different kind of what you call it as technology domain, which in fact ISRO also is not aware of. Like, for example, biological sciences, biomedical engineering. That means we are now started to deal with a human body when it is in space. So those things we are trying to pursue with the help of academia and other institutions across the country. And that gives you a very wide spectrum of what you call it as opportunity for you young students. Okay. So apart from software, apart from mechanical engineering, aerospace, electronics, communications, now you can also start pursuing biomedical engineering, biosciences, bioastronautics. Now these are the upcoming fields wherein we are trying to look at the talent which is there across the country. And by the time this program grows in another couple of years, definitely all of you will be in a position to get acquainted with this type of technology and join our that is the human space program which is being pursued by ISRO. Okay, and only thing what I want to tell you is don't underestimate yourself. Okay, everybody has a talent, and you try to explore the talent, and if you put the right efforts in the right directions, definitely you will grow to the heights. Okay, I wish you all the best for the this today's program and the competitions. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir, for the insights and giving our students new ideas to think of. Following this, I invite Professor K.N. Satyanarayana, Director, IIT Tirupati, to share his thoughts and vision for this initiative.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our IIT Tirupati campus. The various students from school, participants in the hackathon, our chief guest, Dr. Srinivasulu, Dr. Rajendra Singh, Dr. Naresh Kumar, my colleagues on the dais, off the dais, and various dignitaries and invitees. Very nice to see so many school children here participating in this event. And I understand there's been a very good response for the hackathon with nearly 200 people participating, Roshan. Nearly 200 people participating shows the enthusiasm for these activities, which is called, which the space as a domain was initially mainly driven by the governments, whether it was the US NASA program, where the then President Kennedy set this target that will put the man on the moon within 10 years and funded it, to the Indian ISRO program that was alluded to earlier, started in the early 60s. And all of us know how fantastic job our ISRO has done with budgets which are minuscule compared to what the European Space Agency or the NASA does, and achieving amazing feats, whether sending our rockets to the Mars, to the moon, and also launching our various satellites, record number of satellites, and so on. So we are very, very proud as a nation of the achievement that our scientists at ISRO and also other uh, agencies like atomic energy have achieved. That's one side of it. Okay, and then the space started getting opened. Private agencies have started coming in. As you know, Elon Musk and all these people have got into the game of launching satellites, sending up rockets, and retrieving people, and so on. And even in India, we have also opened up the space to startups and private agencies taking part. Right? We have InSpace that has been created, which encourages startups in this particular area. And we have seen companies like Agricool and all these people who have been setting up rockets. They were all students in colleges who had this passion to do something, and then came up with this, and ISRO has been supporting this. So there's a lot of, so these hackathons are in line. I see InSpace is also as one of the partner in this event. And so a lot of exciting thing happening in this space, and very I'm really thankful to our TIH and ISRO and the other agencies coming forward to create this event. Now, as a nation, we have a number of missions that that are being driven. We have the quantum mission, we have the India semiconductor mission, then we have the hydrogen mission, right? We have the uh, Blue Economy mission. So there were 9 big missions that are being driven at the national level. And one of the missions was the National Mission in Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical Systems. Okay, National Mission in Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical Systems, under which mission they have set up 25 technology innovation hubs across the country. Okay. And one of the hubs is here at IIT Tirupati. And the hub at IIT Tirupati, we call it TI Technology Innovation Hub, the IIT Tirupati Navavishkar Innovation Hub, iHub Foundation. The focus of which is on uh, positioning and precision technologies. Now, what is positioning and precision technologies? So this includes technologies like remote sensing, GIS, GNSS, out of which GPS, all of you know about, right? Our India has its own satellite system there for navigation purposes that we have put up, which because we found that we can't depend on other countries' satellites; they can turn it off anytime, right? Uh, and so this hub focuses on broad area of what we call P&T technologies: positioning, navigation, and timing. Okay, timing is also very important. You have atomic clocks for example, if you look at all the satellites, the timing systems become the atomic clocks or what keeps track of their positions and all that. And in fact, one of the problems we've had is some of these atomic clocks failing. That some of the satellites have not functioned up to their expectation. So under the Technology Innovation Hub at IIT Tirupati, we look at all these aspects: positioning, navigation, and timing. Okay. So positioning is how do I precisely locate a point for any application, whether it is for your autonomous vehicles, for your driving, you use GPS. Basically, you're trying to find out where you are and where you have to go, the position, and trying to find what is the optimal route to get there in the shortest time, and so on. And also, all your land records. Today, there is a big drive to precisely locate your land. There's a lot of confusion on this, which is whose land and how do we get it to say 1 meter accuracy or 1 centimeter accuracy or 1 millimeter accuracy, right? So making them more and more precise. Okay. Uh, so that's one area, positioning, and then navigation. You have how do you control the track of your rockets, missiles? We had Operation Sindoor, where we launched our missiles into Pakistan. How do I ensure that it goes and lands on the house where the terrorists are hiding, not just generally in that area, right? So that is exact. How do you navigate it and to get it there? How do you navigate your underwater, the submarines, underwater navigation, right? So these all involve a lot of deep science behind that we need to have an understanding. And timing, I already talked about various timing technologies, including the atomic clocks. And we have people working in all these areas in the Technology Innovation Hub. And we look at 4 verticals under this Technology Innovation Hub. One is new technology development. How do I make things much more precise? And then the second thing is on creating manpower in the country. Now, I'll come to this where there's a big requirement, and there's going to be a huge requirement of manpower in this particular geospatial area because of the new policy that has come in called the New Geospatial Policy 2022. Earlier the government had a lot of restrictions on how you can use your data. You could not use vertical resolutions better than 3 meters for your analysis and horizontal resolution more than 1 meter. And so you cannot, how do you do very precise modeling of floods damage? How do you do cyclone impact modeling unless you have more precise data? Okay. So the government of India has come up with new policy, freeing all this up because some of these policies are stuck in the colonial time things saying national defense, security, and all those things. When anyone else from any other country can put their satellite and see everything, and we don't let our people use this data effectively. So that policy has come out, and which is going to create huge opportunity for various applications. Okay, uh, so there's going to be a huge requirement for this. So that is the manpower. Then also producing people at the PhD level, bachelor's level, master's level, upskilling people already in the industry, right? So this is the second mandate. The third mandate is startup ecosystem, and today's event is aligned with that. How do we create a strong startup ecosystem in this particular domain in the country? And the fourth one is international collaborations. Okay, so we are driving all these things. I will. Uh, I see a lot of bright young children here. Uh, Roshan, the others are sitting in the other rooms. A lot of the participants, most of the sitting in the other rooms. I have a concern, all of you. How many, you're all from which schools? From different schools? Uh, English is okay. Everyone is able to follow English. No problem. Okay, good, good. Our chief guest was asking earlier if there were some children who may have challenge with English. Uh, so, uh, so one thing that is of concern that I have been expressing. In fact, I've been speaking about this in various forum in Andhra Pradesh. Now, all of you at school level are very excited seeing the all these achievements of people like Kalpana Chawla, Sunita Williams, Rakesh Sharma, and now Subhanshu Shukla, right? They are sort of your this thing up to your 10th class. Okay, all of you get this thing, and then comes our rat race of coaching and all these things, and then you see any new breakthrough comes in science. Science is where big breakthroughs happen, and then we engineers make that into a product. We call it innovation that is used and so on. But the breakthrough happens in science. Unfortunately, people in Andhra Pradesh don't want to study science after their plus two, right? If you see the highest percentage of the plus two students, I understand national average of students studying science in their plus two is about 35 or 40%, but in Andhra Pradesh is more than 80%, 85%. But after that, everyone wants to study only engineering or medicine or only professional courses. They don't want to study science, right? Uh, and who are the people who are studying science? They're the Bengalis and the Malayalis. So I'll give you example at ISER here. So people here on the school are very lucky that the nation's topmost engineering institution and science institution is located here in Tirupati. Tirupati is the only town in the country which has both an IIT and ISER. And ISERs are focused on science. IITs also have a very strong science departments. We have MSc programs in math, physics, chemistry. But again, in our MSc program, there are hardly anyone with Telugu speaking people. After we started our MSc physics, I think only in the third or fourth batch, the first Telugu person came and joined. Okay. Uh, so, so that excitement of science, we're not able to carry it through and make it. Uh, if you only look at package, salary, which will give me this thing, which will this thing, that's not all that is required in life. You need the excitement, you need the passion, and you need to pursue that passion. So, point I'm making here is uh, try to keep that passion, and if you're really passionate about science, you should do science. Okay, and of course, science is not very easy. You have to be very committed and work hard. But the opportunities are right here. In ISER Tirupati, only 5% of the students are Telugu speaking from AP Telangana. 95% of the students are from other states, right? So you're missing out this opportunity. The point I'm making uh, in this clamor for engineering, not only engineering, only AIML, computer science, nothing else, right? We need mechanical engineers to put up these systems. We need electronics engineers. We need material science for the sensors that we need to put up, right? We need, so even in engineering, we need the core engineering people that that need which actually sends these things up. So So I just thought I'll use this opportunity, seeing the kids around, that if you're really passionate about science, you should pursue it, and there's so many opportunities. And just don't go only by which will give me a quick job or which reasonable package. This word package is, I think, corrupting a lot of the way people want to pursue things and so on. So I think there are a bunch of talks that are there for you to get excited about what is happening in this space. And we have been having a lot of outreach programs. And just quickly, how many of you are coming to ID Tirupati for the first time? Yeah, so most of you have come here for the first time. So you see the campus here. How does it look? Uh, so so this is the campus here is turning out to be a beautiful campus. Everyone tells us that. I'm not telling myself. People who are coming from IISc and IIT Bombay and all IITs who come here, they say this is turning out to be one of the nice campuses. But more importantly, what you see here is what we call the Phase A campus. Another few months, we'll be starting Phase B. We'll be doubling whatever we have built now in the next 3 years. The budgets have been sanctioned by the cabinet and everything. Designs are going on, so we'll start construction. We'll be expanding the facilities broadly. Once again, one more thing that I want the young kids to know, that we are setting up a makers lab here in the campus, which is going to be open to everyone. You have an idea, you can come to the campus, right? Use this makers lab. Kia Motors is funding us about 20 crores to make this makers lab. You will have software available for you to do the modeling. Then you will have the electronics kits for you to put your things together. You will have the mechanical equipment for making your, whether it's plastic or 3D printers, all these things available. So you can come with an idea and walk out with a product. Okay. And then, of course, after that, getting into startup is another phase. So we are trying to create this in the next 1.5 years, and which we want to open it up, not only for our students, but for college students outside, school kids outside. So please use this facilities. We want to create a very strong innovation ecosystem around here, and work with organizations that we have, like ISRO and all this, in creating a vibrant. And Honorable Chief Minister is they've started the Ratan Tata Innovation Hub, which is again it's trying to achieve the same thing. In fact, they were supposed to set up the Ratan Tata Innovation Hub, temporary facilities in our campus, but they moved it out now because he wants to make sure that they also grow and don't be under the cloud of IIT thing. So, but I'm on the board, for example, there. We are very much advising them on how to do it. So a lot of these things are happening around, and please make use of these facilities. You have the Regional Science Center in near Alipiri, which is again doing a number of good events. We're also trying to talk to them how to create a broader ecosystem here. So use all these facilities, and I think we have exciting days ahead and times ahead. All the best to all of you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for establishing the purpose of this program in front of our audience and inspiring our young minds to take science as a career prospect. Thank you. Now it is my privilege to invite our chief guest, Dr. P. Srinivasulu, Associate Director, NRSC, ISRO, to deliver the chief guest address. But before that, sir, may I have a moment to brief our audience about your contributions to the field? Dr. P. Srinivasulu. He is an outstanding scientist and associate director at National Remote Sensing Center, ISRO, Hyderabad. He joined NRSC in 1991 after obtaining his master's degree in instrumentation and communication systems from Tirupati University. During his initial 17 years in satellite data acquisition area at NRSC, he designed, developed ground-based data simulators and serializers for system checks for Earth Station Reception System. He managed data reception systems for multiple satellite missions in various roles. He was operations director for the first Indian stereo satellite mission, Cartosat 1. He was handling aerial services and digital mapping at NRSC over for a decade. Subsequently, as a deputy director of system reliability and quality assurance, he led the team in building automated test systems for telemetry chain software verification and PCB fault detection systems. He is currently the associate director at NRSC. So,
Thank you for that introduction. Good morning, children. Are you active? I'm seeing some of you, most of you must have come earlier than us, and some of you I'm finding sleepy. Good morning once again. Professor K.N. Satyanarayana Garu, Director IIT. Professor Arun Tangirala Garu, Dean CDO. Roshan K. Srivas, Associate Professor. And my own colleagues Naresh Kumar and Rajan Singh Bayali, and also other colleagues from NARL as well as SHAR Center. A very good morning to you all. And taking a cue from Director IIT Tirupati, I would like to ask you, what makes a nation great? If you have all the very best of engineers, does the nation become great? Only engineers. This is IIT Tirupati. Okay. So today's topic is space technologies and applications, Earth and beyond. Ideathon for Viksit Bharat. But this we are doing only from the space technology domain only. But for a country to be forward, advanced country, you need people in every walk of life. You need doctors, you need chartered accountants, you need programmers, you need developers. Okay, it is not just one particular domain. But at a given point of time, you may find a particular domain is more sought after, more visible. The way we see it here, like no, only engineers and doctors kind of thing. So Director IIT has brought out a very important point, which even at ISRO also we say in many forums. This we are conducting this event on the eve of National Space Day as an outreach facility activity from ISRO side. All ISRO centers, not only National Remote Sensing Center, other centers like VSSC, SHAR, they are also conducting these events across the country in the domains where we are working. It doesn't mean that the whole world should work only in that. So you can become whatever you want. Only you should be passionate about it. That's what is the most important thing, what you need to remember. Why is that? Let's take one example. See, India is area-wise 7th largest country in the sense of land area. And as far as the cultivation is concerned, agriculture is concerned, we have around 43% of our land is being cultivated. This is actually number one in the world. No country is cultivating that much land. Okay. But we are also producing large amount of productivity is there. Overall productivity, we are first in many of the productivity, and in some of them second. But when it comes to overall yield, that means per a given acre, how much we are producing. If we look at those numbers, we are somewhere in 30, 40, 50 like that. That means by the huge area we are cultivating, we are producing more, not effectively. That means there is a large scope for India to work in these directions. That means if we find some good reports in the news channel, it doesn't mean that should not make us think that we are number one in everything what we are doing. We have a long way to go, not only in space science and technology, in every other field. So as a young budding students who are going to be the future of this country, you should always remember that your feet should be firmly on ground, and you should focus on, don't get carried away by very nice sounding statements and events. You also focus where we are. You should also look at what are the exact facts. Okay. Now I would like to tell you, as when it comes to same thing happens towards the economy. Recently, you would have seen in news that we have become the fourth largest economy in the world, more than $4 trillion GDP. This is one thing which we are all seeing. We should be happy about it, definitely. You should take pride in whatever you have achieved also. At the same time, we should focus on what you are supposed to expected to achieve more also. That means per person income, if you see, there is a large disparity in our country. So that means there is a skew, big skew is there in who have most amount of money, and large amount of population has a less amount of money with them. So these are the kind of problems which these are all some of the imperatives in the country. Similarly, if you look at communications and climate, disaster mitigation and security, recent events, we had an operation Sindoor, which we had to conduct, you all must have seen. So security related aspects are also there for the country. So we need to focus on all these things. A country will have problems in various directions. So here I am only going to address what from ISRO, that too from within NRSC, what we are doing. So we do have satellite systems, remote sensing satellite systems to monitor the country in various aspects which will help in country's growth. So just to say a few, we have communication satellites, remote sensing, primarily NRSC looks after remote sensing satellites. So using optical sensors and hyperspectral sensors and also microwave sensors. So what do? We take images of the Earth using the satellites orbiting around the world from anywhere between 450 to 650 kilometer altitude. We take images. Some images are like plain black and white kind of images. Some images are color images. Some are not images like in the sense the way we see black and white. It is like only ranging, like how far objects are, only distance based measurements. That is also a type of image which we use synthetic aperture radar. Using this, what do? We map various agricultural crops. Why do we need this? How they are growing, and based on other studies related to atmospheric sciences, we'll be able to tell how well a crop is coming up, whether growth and yield is going to be very good or not. This particular thing, how important is it for our country? So just to give you one example, Government of India keeps aside around 69,000 crores of money towards Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bhima Yojana. That means రైతులు ఎనీ టైం వాళ్ళ పంటలు స్పాయిల్ అయిపోతే వాళ్ళకి డబ్బు రాదు కదా. సో వాట్ దే డూ ఈస్ దే విల్ హ్యావ్ టు we keep taking insurance for medical insurance, vehicle insurance, that kind of thing we take. Similarly, there is an insurance for crop also. But at the same time, our farmers are not that rich even to pay that amount. So what government does is, farmers will have to pay only 2%, 1.5 to 2% of premium only for the crops. That means they'll say, if this crop doesn't come up well, you pay the money to me based on what is supposed to be the normal yield. For that itself, remaining 98% of the money is borne by the government. So for that, 60,000 crores of money is kept aside. So what remote sensing does is, by estimating this particular information properly and assessing it, settlements related to farmers happen faster. Government can save a lot of money in that by rightfully giving to the affected party and not giving money to the wrongful claims. Everybody can claim that I have sown this particular crop and everything is gone, and you take some photos and show. You don't know whether that photo is taken in Yerpedu or it has been taken in Chittur, nobody knows. Okay, it's just a photo, doesn't carry in it. So by monitoring these kind of things from satellite, even if you are able to save 5% of the money for the government, how much it runs? It runs into hundreds of crores. So what is the cost of satellite you are launching? Satellite costs anywhere between 75 crores to 130 crores. So in 1 year, you are going to save this much money. So that is the kind of returns you will have with this kind of technology. Okay. Another example, there is a lot of rivers get flooded whenever heavy rains are there. Large amount of lives will go and destruction happens. So we have developed a high resolution digital elevation model. That means how the terrain is up to accuracy of 25 centimeters is developed by NRSC. So we have some rivers, especially in Telugu medium, somebody is there. What is Assam Dukkadayini? Anybody is there in Telugu? Telugu medium? Okay. Sorrow of Assam river. Which river is called? So there are some rivers which always gets flood affect that area. So Brahmaputra river. Like that, there are many rivers. Mahanadi. So these river basins were mapped with a high resolution dam. So with that, what happens? When you know what is the actual terrain, when it heavily rains, you take the measurements of the how much rain has fallen, and also upstream dams, how much water has been released. You all know, no, dams will release. Here also Kalyan Dam, you must have gone and seen in Tirupati. So when how much water is released, if that much water in one go comes out, how many areas are going to get submerged? That all will be computed. On the computer, immediately the layout will come. So local authorities will be alerted so that they can move the people to safe area. So this indirectly saves lives and also to some extent the personal damage to their property. So this is also one of the type of application. Like this, there are many applications what we can do with the remote sensing using satellite technology. And in some places, we also use UAVs. You people are aware, you also must have seen even in marriages, people use UAVs. That is for photography, but there are a very good amount of applications with the UAV, what we can do. So while we are able to meet some of these requirement, like one of the speaker was telling, with the technology, there is all, it is like a double-edged sword. Okay, something good also happens, something bad also happens. Okay, how many people strongly believe cell phone is the best thing to happen to you in your life? Okay, we always believe earlier when we wouldn't have telephones, we had only one person in the street will have a telephone. Okay, or we have to tell people, write a letter that on so and so date you call, I'll be there in their house, kind of thing. At that time we used to think if every house has a telephone, life would have been so easy. Then phones have come, then if you had a long distance call facility, life would have been so easy. Then we said when we are in office, we are not able to call, on the road we are not able to call. If something mobile is there, very happy. But with that, what happened is the amount of work what you are doing has never changed. It is a myth that they make things easy. In some cases, it will make it easy. Yesterday, I was supposed to come here by morning 5:50 flight from Hyderabad. So night 11 o'clock, they have put a message that 5:50 flight is starting at 9 o'clock. I will not be able to reach the venue. So I called my colleague Naresh. So immediately he called back somebody at NRSC. They called me back. They checked the flight. They changed. They canceled that. And one more flight they have booked, 7:10 flight. And I came in time. So all this has happened. Yes, that is an advantage. At the same time, you find people sitting and going through the shorts in YouTube whole time. It doesn't give anything. Zero. Yes, for some time you can enjoy, but you will get addicted to it. So it is a double-edged sword. So when we are solving some problems, some additional demands keep coming. So when you build a communication initially, which was supposed to be just for telephone and some news, now everybody wants high-speed bandwidth so that they can download movies in 1 second. That's the requirement, that demand. You can't say no to it. As a country, you'll have to meet all the demands, whether you like it or not. Because in democracy, people decide what they need. Okay, there is a need for higher demand, and there is a need for delivering something quickly. We used to receive data from satellite. Somebody will sit, draw in a map. It will take, in some cases, when we acquire data from aerial platforms, that means in an aircraft, you put one LiDAR sensor, acquire data over a large area. We acquire data for about 1 month. But what we develop out of that is we meticulously draw each and every road, building in that. That is a manual process. So a shed will be there, around 100 computers, 100 people will be sitting in the backdrop, there will be image, they go on drawing. This activity goes on for a year for us to deliver the information. That means 1 year of a purpose of that particular data I am missing. So there is a demand coming from the society that everything what they need it immediately. They want it like your Swiggy delivery. It should be fast. Okay. Then second one is they want to identify everything. Earlier only if you know the towns, places and road to that is sufficient. Now you want roads into the gullies, flats, and you want to know where the manhole is, where the light pole is, because all other departments come. So electricity department asks some information. They say that I want to see a pole. Pole will be in top if you see. just 20 centimeter by 20 centimeter, and they want that to be seen from the satellite which is 600 kilometers away. You can't see it from your house, the second pole from your house. So demands also keep increasing. So that throws that you start sending satellites with a higher resolution sensors, and somebody wants I need information regularly. An agriculture scientist want every week I know, because if I don't give proper water to the plot, immediately it will deteriorate. Only if I observe weekly only I'll be able to predict and take appropriate action. That is his requirement. Some oceanography person, scientist asks, I don't need this 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter accuracy broadly, even if it is a kilometer is okay, but I want entire Bay of Bengal to be scanned every day, so that I want to track cyclogenesis. That means any storm is forming, he want to. So requirements change from very high resolution and immediate results to a long-term continuous course data. So these kind of requirements are there, which are driving, posing a challenge to us in terms of ideas. So I am just trying to draw your attention to why this forum is. It is not possible for a 20 or 100 people working in an organization, 1,000 people in an organization like ours can think for every problem in the society. Not possible. Sometimes large amount of ideas will come from the society, that is from children like you and some of the students, I understand, undergraduate, postgraduates. Eventually these are going to be your problems also when you grow up. So it's better start thinking about and solving some of those problems. Okay. So this Ideathon is as apt for this current trend in the world, what is happening. And it gives you an opportunity to work with senior level people who will mentor. In fact, I feel proud to be standing here and talking at a prestigious institution like IIT. We all wrote IIT entrance, we never qualified. Okay. Okay. At the same time, we are standing here today doesn't mean that we didn't lose. Okay. So don't worry about whether you win or lose today. Life has its own path. Only thing is you should not lose focus on what you like or what you want to achieve. Okay. So I wish all of you, like whoever is participating here, and also some of the people who are there online, the very best in this challenge. I saw a list more than 100. I have never seen such a huge list. So I should appreciate Tirupati people, a big round of applause for them for coming with a huge list of things. So the need for ideas is for speeding up the processing and feature detection. I think a large number of graduate and postgraduate people will be working on it. And you should also think of optimum utilization of resources. Everybody was trying to do something. Did you ever think of building something which will draw very less power? That is also very, very important nowadays. Something which works on very less power. You may have a solution already working, people may be using. Okay, but if you can find something which works with very less power. You remember how all these lamps have turned into LED lamps in your houses also. Most of you people are using LED lamps. So it has cut down the overall energy demand by a large percentage. Solar panels has brought in more power through alternate means. So if you can find another lamp, better LED lamp, which can reduce even 10% power, you will be doing great service to the nation. So don't let your ideas stick to what is being announced. Anything you come across, you can always keep thinking about it. And we should also stop catching up with things. Today, if this Ideathon has been announced, what most of you people would have done, in my guess, correct me if I'm wrong, first go to the internet and type. Okay, what ideas can be done, what projects can be done. This is the first thing, even I do it. Okay, but we take up from there and we expand. That is good. You should always take something which is already done by, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. But you should also think of whether I can do it differently so that mine will become the reference for future. So we should stop trying to catch up and start leading. So all the best. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for inspiring the young minds present here. So before we move on to the vote of thanks, I would like Professor Satyanarayana to present a token of appreciation to our chief guest. Thank you, sir. So before closing the inaugural session, I would like to invite Professor Roshan Srivastava to give a vote of thanks.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Dignitaries on the stage, and all the students, startups, and UGPG students who have joined. I'm very happy to see the kind of response we got. We started only 1 month ago when this idea was floated, when Nareshji and we were discussing, and we thought like, can we pull up this Ideathon? Then we thought like, okay, let's do it and see what kind of a response we can get it over the nation. Then it was an overwhelming response what we got across the country, right from the people from Assam, Kashmir, Lakshadweep. I think all the states mostly have been covered. A lot of responses have come. We have about 496 teams who have applied for this Ideathon. And out of this 496 teams, we have now shortlisted about 100 teams which are going to compete today, and also the local schools and colleges who are visiting us for various other activities. So I would like to thank the NRSC team here with Naresh sir and Srinivaslu sir over here for all the support what has been provided for NRSC. We have other sponsorship coming from various agencies. ISRS is one of the agencies, InSpace is one of the agencies, and also some of the other private agencies like Trimble, Hypex. We have got sponsorships. So thank you so much for all the support with which we are able to kind of conduct this program. I would also like to thank our institute, Professor K.N. Satyanarayana and the Dean, Professor Arun, for giving all the support what we got to conduct this event. It's a very short notice. We were able to kind of pull in the facilities together. And um, finally, I would also like to thank all the ISRO centers like NARL was very kind. I was talking other day to Patra sir and Sharma sir, and they were very kind to quickly accept and come here. We have from SHAR scientists, so it was also kind enough to accept in the short notice to come here. Thank you, lot sir, for coming over here. And finally, I would like to thank all the participants who have come from, not even from the local Tirupati, but there are many participants coming from across the state. There are people joining from online. Thank you so much. And finally, I would like to thank all our Technology Innovation Hub team, as well as IIT Tirupati students and volunteers for pulling up this event. Thank you. Thank you so much for all your time. Okay, there's a small change in the schedule. What I request is like we'll walk down for a quick photograph, and then we come up and then start the thematic lectures. So I would request all of you to walk down near the lobby at the entrance of this building. We'll take a quick photograph and come back for the thematics lectures. Please join there.
Our volunteers will guide you down. Everyone, please go down to the lobby for photo session.
Chalo, ma, you go.